38 cars are coming to Pocono, and that number matters more than it looks. Nobody is going home after qualifying. Every name on the list gets a shot. But at the tricky triangle, a full field does not mean a calm race. It means traffic, pressure, strategy, and one mistake that can wreck a season. Pocono just put everyone on notice. The NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series returns on Saturday, June 13th for the MillerTech Battery 250 presented by KOA. The race is scheduled for 4 p.m. Eastern Time. It is 100 laps and 250 miles around Pocono Raceway in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. That sounds simple, but this is race 17 of a 33-race season. That means the series is past the halfway mark. The early part of the year is over. The time for excuses is shrinking. Teams already know what they have. Drivers already know where they stand. And Pocono is the kind of place that can expose every weakness in one afternoon. That is why the entry list matters. Toby Christie reported 38 cars on the preliminary entry list. The O'Reilly Auto Parts Series allows 38 cars to start, so no team will miss the race after qualifying. On paper, that removes one layer of drama. But it also creates a new one, because when everyone starts, everyone can change the race. A slower car can trap a leader in traffic. A part-time entry can steal stage points from a title contender. A driver marked ineligible for series points can still take the trophy away. And a young driver with nothing to lose can turn a quiet Pocono afternoon into a mess. That is the danger of this field. Justin Allgaier enters Pocono with the strongest control of the season. He is the points leader. He has 4 wins. He has led more laps than anyone else in the standings. And he is coming off the most recent series race at Nashville, where he won in the number 7 JR Motorsports Chevrolet. But Nashville was not a clean walk. Jess Love had speed. Brent Cruz had the lead late. Corey Day was in the fight. Carson Kivapil scored another top 10. William Sawalich and Sam Mayer were right there. The final result made Allgaier look in charge, but the middle of that race showed something very different. The field is catching up. That is the first rehook. Pocono is not just about Allgaier protecting a lead. It is about everyone else trying to prove Nashville was not the end of the story. At Nashville, Allgaier won by 1.4 seconds over Brent Cruz. That finish mattered because Cruz is only 18 years old, and he did not look scared. He ran near the front. He made Allgaier work. He showed that Joe Gibbs Racing has another young driver who can take points away from the veterans. Now Cruz comes to Pocono in the number 19 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota. Pocono is not a normal oval. It asks for patience. It asks for clean exits. It asks a driver to keep the car straight while the corners all feel different. That is a hard test for a young driver. It is also a chance. If Cruz runs up front again, Nashville was not a surprise. It was a warning. Then there is Jesse Love. Love is second in the standings, but he still comes to Pocono with pressure. He has stage speed. He has race-winning pace. But Nashville showed how fast a great day can slip away. Love won stage 1 there after leading every lap of the stage. Later, he thought he had a loose right rear wheel, and the race changed fast. That is exactly why Pocono is dangerous for him. You can have the best car for 60 laps and still lose everything in one pit cycle. You can win a stage, lose track position, and spend the rest of the day fighting dirty air. At Pocono, pit road and clean air can matter as much as raw speed. Love cannot just be fast. He has to finish the job. Corey Day is another name that makes this race bigger. He sits near the top of the standing, and his season has already moved faster than many expected. He is only 20. He has already shown he can win. He is driving the number 17 Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet, and that alone brings attention every week. Pocono is a key test for him because it is not about wild restarts only. It is about control. The tunnel turn can punish a small mistake. Turn 3 can hurt a driver who misses the exit. Turn 1 can make a brave move look smart, or make it look careless. Day has speed. Pocono will test his judgment. That is the second rehook. The 38-car field is not the whole story. The real story is which young driver can keep his head when the race gets tight. Sheldon Creed also enters with a lot to gain. He is listed in the number 00 Haas Factory Team Ford. Creed has been close many times in this series. He has the talent to run up front, but Pocono can be cruel to drivers who almost have the day under control. A small mistake on entry can cost 3 spots. A bad restart lane can drop a driver into traffic. One slow stop can put a fast car behind cars that are hard to pass. Creed does not need a nice day. He needs a clean day. Austin Hill is another pressure name in the number 21 Richard Childress Racing Chevrolet. He already has a win this season, but RCR expects him to be a weekly threat. Pocono gives him a chance to show control when strategy gets strange, because Pocono often becomes a crew chief race. The stages are set for laps 25, 50, and 100. That means teams have to decide how much they want stage points, and how much they want track position for the end. Some drivers will stay out. Some will short pit. Some will give up points to be in better shape late. That is where the race can flip. A driver running 7th can become the leader. A leader can restart mid-pack. A car that looked average can suddenly look like the favorite. This is why the full field matters so much. 38 cars means more traffic, more split plans, and more chances for the front runners to get trapped. Now look deeper. The official entry list also includes Cole Custer, Connor Zilisch, Sammy Smith, Carson Kvapil, Brandon Jones, Harrison Burton, Jeb Burton, Raja Carruth, Sam Mayer, Jeremy Clements, Daniel Dye, Anthony Alfredo, and Parker Retzlaff. That is not a soft field. It has veterans, young prospects, full-time points racers, and teams that can change the race with timing, restarts, and track position. This is the third rehook. Nobody gets sent home, but that does not make qualifying useless. Starting spot still matters because Pocono is long, flat, and easy to lose rhythm on. If a driver starts deep, he may spend the first stage fighting cars instead of scoring points. And points are the quiet pressure under this whole race. Allgaier has a big lead, but the battle behind him is not calm. Jesse Love, Corey Day, Sheldon Creed, Brandon Jones, Austin Hill, Carson Kvapil, and Sammy Smith are all near the front of the standings. Each of them needs more than a safe finish. They need stage points. They need clean days. They need to keep Allgaier from building a gap that feels impossible. That is why Pocono comes at the perfect time. It is not the season opener. It is not the final race. It is the race where the shape of the season starts to harden. If Allgaier wins again, the rest of the field has a problem. If Love answers, the points fight gets life. If Corey Day wins, the youth movement gets louder. If Creed, Hill, or Mayer breaks through, the middle of the standings tightens fast. And if a surprise name steals the day, Pocono becomes the race everyone points back to later. This is the math of a 33-race season. After 16 points races, every team has enough data to know what is real. A bad team cannot hide behind bad luck forever. A good team cannot waste fast cars forever. At some point, promise has to turn into results. Pocono is one of those points. A driver can get a huge run down the straightaway, but then he has to decide how much risk to take into the next corner. That choice can win the race. It can also ruin it. And with 38 cars on track, the leaders will not spend the whole day alone. They will catch slower cars. They will deal with different tires. They will meet drivers on different strategies. They will have to pass cars while also saving the car for the final stage. That is where Pocono separates smart from fast. The biggest mistake would be thinking this race is only about the winner. It is not watch who scores stage points. Watch who loses spots on pit road. Watch which young driver stays calm. Watch which veteran saves tires. Watch which points racer avoids trouble when others get greedy. The final box score will show one winner, but the real story will be built in the middle laps. That is where seasons turn. Allgaier enters as the safe pick because he has the form, the team, and the points lead. But safe picks do not always survive Pocono. Love has the speed to punch back. Day has the confidence to make another statement. Cruz has the chance to prove Nashville was real. Creed and Hill have the reason to attack. Kvapil and Smith have the chance to keep building quiet pressure. And behind all of them, a full 38 car field waits to make the race harder. That is the part that should scare the favorites. No one missed the show. No one packed up early. No one lost before Saturday. Every car on the entry list has a place in the race. Every team gets 100 laps to create a problem. So when the green flag drops at 4 p.m. Eastern, Pocono will not just be another stop on the schedule. It will be a test of control, patience, and timing. It will ask the points leader to defend. It will ask the challengers to strike. It will ask the young names to prove they belong. And by the time 250 miles are done, the entry list may look less like a list of names and more like a warning. 38 cars entered Pocono, but only one will leave with the message everyone hears. That is why NASCAR's Pocono entry list just put everyone on notice.